All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We got week number 16, Thursday night football. We are kicking it off with an absolute banger of a game. We got the Seahawks taking on the Rams. In today's video, I'm going to dive into this game. I'll break it all down. I'll give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, make sure to keep an eye down on the pinned comment of this video. That's where you'll find all of my final plays, so that I'm actually rolling with myself. If that does interest you, it's absolutely free down in the pinned comment. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I tell you guys I'm a dummy all the time. They don't suck. They've just been sucking. Get them down to -3 for more juice than Jose Canseco in his prime. Tell me you're new without telling me you're new. So don't go jumping down my throat in the comments, right? If you want to fade me, or if you do want to ride me, this still leaves a bad taste in my mouth, right? And remember, more chins, more wins. All right, before we dive into week number 16, let's talk a little bit about week number 15 here. Week number 15 was good to us. Thursday night football, kind of a meh day, but then we pick up some units on Sunday, and then Monday night football, very good to us as well. The only losses we had there were 2.1 unit plays. So a really good week number 15. Let's see if we can carry some of that momentum into this Thursday night game. And like I said, it should be an absolute banger. Now, guys, before we do dive into it, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. 150,000 subscribers. Are you kidding me? Oh my. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Drop your favorite plays down in the comments. I mean, I'm always looking for other angles and more insights, and you guys have been absolutely crushing it down there. I would put our comment section up against anyone out there. So drop all your favorite plays and best plays down in the comments. Not only for me to read and see, where the community is, but guys, you're helping out a bunch of other people that are looking for nice plays and nice angles to attack and stuff like that. So drop your favorite plays down in the comments. But let's go ahead and dive into this one, right? We have a divisional matchup here. First in the NFC West going up against second in the NFC West. Rams being first, Seahawks being second. Both of these squads are going to be playoff teams, right? We know that. But the number one seed in the division, I guess, is still up for grabs. This game dependent, with the Rams winning this one. I mean, like 90-something% they'll win the division, because they already did beat Seattle a few weeks ago. But if the Seahawks pull out this win, they're like a 55 to 60% chance to win the division. Obviously, a lot of other stuff has to click for it to happen throughout the league. But yeah, this is a big game. Like, this is probably, it's the first game of the week, and it's arguably, maybe not even arguably, the best game of the week. Now, LA comes into this one off of a massive win over the Lions, right? They won 41-34, and we all knew this Rams team was really good. I've been saying it all year, and that's not like I'm breaking any news. Everyone knows that this team has been really good. But I feel like there's still somewhat of some skepticism out there around them. After that win against the Lions, I don't know if it's fair to be a skeptic on this Rams team, right? Now, the Seahawks, they are coming off of 4 straight wins. In fact, the last time they lost a game was a few weeks back here, week 11, I believe, against this Rams team. They lost that one 21-19. But I don't know if these last 4 wins have really been like the biggest of feathers in the caps for the Seahawks squad. I mean, they played Tennessee. Okay, they actually had a healthy quarterback, but it's Cam Ward. Then they played Minnesota, Max Brosmer. Then they played Atlanta, backup quarterback Kirk Cousins. Then they played Indianapolis, backup quarterback and grandfather, Phillip Rivers. So they really haven't even seen a legit quarterback in 4 weeks. And the last time they did was Matt Stafford. Now, Matt Stafford ain't no backup. We know that, right? In fact, he's the heavy favorite to win MVP. Now, what about the injuries, right? Because there are some big questionable names here. Devontae Adams being probably the most notable on the Rams side of things. And then Braden Fisk, defensive end, he's questionable. Seattle, Charles Cross, left tackle, is questionable as well. Guys, let's dive into this game. I'm ready to do it. Seahawks laying 1.5 points at home. Total sitting at 43.5. What we're going to do here is dive into this one. I'm going to go through Seattle's offense, kind of deep dive into it, compare it schematically against this Rams defense. Then we'll flip it. We'll look at the Rams and how they may fare against this Seattle defense. And then I'll give you my prediction on the side, prediction on the total. And we have a couple player props to talk about as well. If that does all sound good, go ahead, hit that like button like I already asked you. Hit that subscribe button like I already asked you. In fact, we had, I believe, 450 likes on our last Thursday Night Football. That was the, was it Falcons and Bucks game, right? 450 likes. If we get to 500 likes on this video, so go hit the like button, I'll pick one person that is liked and subscribed in the comments and give away $50. Hell, if we get 1,000 likes, I'll give 2 people $50, $100 total. So go ahead and hit that like button. But let's go ahead and dive into this one. Let's take a peek at Sam Darnold first. He was starting off really, really well this season, right? And things have been a little rocky for him. Last 6 weeks, really not all that impressive. Middle of the pack completion percentage, middle of the pack YPA, middle of the pack EPA per dropback, middle of the pack DVOA. I mean, no matter what you really look at, Sam Darnold has not been that amazing. Now, this offense, realistically on the season, has done pretty damn well, right? 29.6 per game at home, points per game at home this season. Now, the Rams are allowing just 19 points to their opponents. Last 3, 23 or 27.3, I believe it is, but it is skewed by that Detroit game, obviously, last week, right? So I think that both of these squads, sure, you know, you have a good defense and decent offense on both sides, but Sam Darnold specifically in the passing attack, what can we expect? Because the Rams should show a decent amount of zone in this one. You can even see here via our NFL dashboard, which I'll explain how to get access to this tool in a little bit, but you can see here, LA Rams, zone heavy, I guess we could say. Sam Darnold, that doesn't look like his best case scenario, right? Passer rating goes down from 111.8 against man last 6 weeks to below 75 against zone. YPA goes down drastically. Completion percentage goes down drastically. Sure, he throws less picks here. DVOA goes down drastically, as does EPA. So that's a little alarming if I'm looking to back Sam Darnold, right? Now, this is a defense that doesn't really pressure the quarterback all that much, which is kind of surprising watching this Rams defense that the numbers don't necessarily back that up. But that should be very good in terms of what we can expect from Sam Darnold, because against pressure, things have been pretty damn ugly. And I will say this, we saw Sam Darnold against this team in quite possibly his worst game of the season, right? 4 picks in that game. 4 picks. Now, this is obviously a Rams defense that does cause a lot of turnovers, top 6 in the league. But 4 picks for a quarterback that's supposed to take care of the ball, I don't know about that one, right? Now, I mentioned the pressure. Let's get back to that for a second, because this is a Rams team, 20th in pressure rate, 27th in blitz rate, 30th in adjusted sack rate, 23rd in QB hit percentage. They do make the quarterback check down a decent amount, the 6th highest check down rate. When they last played, 11th highest pressure that week, 4th best clean pocket percentage. So maybe they get to Stafford. I'm likely to think that the Seattle offensive line does hold up. We'll keep an eye, obviously, on the injuries. Like I said, left tackle Cross is questionable. But overall, even if Sam Darnold and the offensive line hold up, I don't think it's like this magnificent spot for him. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about the run game, because last time out, Kenneth Walker had a decent enough game. I don't want to sit here and blow smoke up your you-know-what and tell you that he went off. He had 16 carries. I believe it was like 67 yards. Did pop in a touchdown, had a long rush of 25 yards. But to me, it's still like the Seattle run game hasn't been impressive, right? It's been lackluster. Maybe that's a good word. 22nd in yards per game, 27th in yards per carry, 23rd in DVOA, and you have 2 dynamic guys, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, and you still can't move the ball on the ground with any sort of consistency. That ain't going to be a good situation against this Rams defense. Top 5 in DVOA against the run, top 10 in yards per game, top 5 in yards per carry. The only saving grace may come by way of the type of run this Seattle team likes to run, which is obviously the outside zone, right? Now, 2nd highest outside zone frequency over the last 6 weeks, included in that 8th highest yards per carry, 9th in terms of EPA per attempt, 7th in terms of DVOA, 10th in success rate, 7th in explosive run rate, 4th in yards after contact, but things do dip to 20th in terms of yards before contact. In terms of the Rams defensively, again, this may be the saving grace part for Seattle's offense, but I put emphasis on the may be, right? Against outside zone last 6 weeks, 10th, it's 10th in success rate, middle of the pack in terms of yards per carry. This is the Rams defense versus that scheme. 11th in DVOA, 17th in explosive run percentage. And here's the kicker, though. I mentioned how yards before contact, Seattle's very bad at, right? They're not moving things up front. 3rd best yards before contact defensively against the outside zone, LA Rams. So yeah, both Sam Darnold as well as the run game. Like, I don't totally love it. Maybe, just maybe, there is some room for this Seattle team to get things going on the ground. But again, guys, like, even though I'm saying the Rams may have a soft spot against the outside zone, they're still arguably a top 10 defense against the outside zone. It's just not like a top 5 or top 3 defense against, you know, maybe the inside zone or man duo or that type of a thing. But again, and I keep saying again, but it really does, it's like a lot of give and pull in this game, because there's a lot of impressive things that Seattle has done this year for certain. But I don't know if I love this spot. I don't know if Sam Darnold's going to rise to the occasion. They are at home. They are a good team. Anything can happen. But overall, I don't think this is the best of the best spots for either Sam Darnold or the rushing attack here. Now, before we dive into the Rams, I want to talk to you guys about Underdog. You're going to get a gimme pick for this game. I know I said I don't really like the rushing attack, but a little birdie told me that we will have a Kenneth Walker 0.0 rushing plus receiving yards. Who cares about the run attack and their success? You don't think Kenneth Walker can get a sole yard in this game? Go capitalize on that. That's not even the best deal you're getting. Right now, new users that sign up for Underdog and use the link down below, description, pinned comment, or use code GUYBOSTON, play $5, get $75. $75. You hand someone $5, they come right back with $75. Absolute no-brainer. I don't know how long they will offer this deal for. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the year here, so capitalize while you can. Guys, link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. Sign up for Underdog. Use code GUYBOSTON. Play 5, get 75. It's as simple as that. All right, like I said, now let's flip it over to the Rams side of the ball, right, offensively. This team is second in points per game this year. Also, it's worth noting, number 1 scoring offense on the road this entire season. But overall, second in passing yards per game, number 1 DVOA rated team passing, 8th in rushing yards per game, 8th in yards per yards per carry, number 1 DVOA rushing team as well. So again, like the number 1 offense in the league if you buy into DVOA metrics, which is obviously worth doing plenty. The biggest thing to note here, though, is, yeah, that can all be well and dandy, but, like, this is a legit Seahawks defense. And when they last played, the Rams were held to one of their lowest scoring outputs of the entire season, just 21 points. Now, Stafford threw for 2 tutties, but only 130 yards, 15 of 28. Like, not exactly what you want to see. Now, this year he has been tearing up zone, and if we do dive into the dashboard, which, guys, by the way, if you do want access to this dashboard, GuyBostonSports.com, head to the members area, NFL dashboard right here. Sign up today. You get each and every game broken out in a visual format to help you optimize your research process, make things more efficient, and just make smarter plays. Check it out, guys. Link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment, or just head to GuyBostonSports.com. This is what I want to talk about here. Matt Stafford's really good against zone, kind of struggles against man, right? A lot of quarterbacks are in that boat. Well, Seattle, all right, kind of 50-50 in terms of where they rank either man or zone coverage, but the kicker, they were the 3rd highest man rate team when they played back in Week 11 against Stafford. So Seattle defense was smart enough to be like, hey, I know that we can do both. We're well balanced. But against someone like Matt Stafford, boom, let's play the man. Can we expect them to do that again? I would not be all that shocked, right? Like, why it worked one time around, even though they lost the game, definitely minimized Stafford's success. It worked one time around. Why not try it again, right? Now, this is also a Seattle team that should pressure the quarterback. Third highest pressure rate the last 6 weeks, 12th in adjusted sack percentage, 3rd best clean pocket rate, so the 3rd messiest pocket defensively, 2nd quickest time to throw to opposing quarterbacks as well, and then 6th highest QB hit rate. Matt Stafford, pretty much everything other than his interception rate drops against pressure. Passer rating drops, yards per attempt drops, completion percentage drops, DVOA drops to a negative 50.3%, and expected points added there, minus 23. Like, this is worth noting that if you can pressure the quarterback in LA, doesn't play all that well. And again, that's not like the craziest thing to think or to say, right? But either way, I do think that, you know, this is, and much like Sam Darnold, Dan Sarnold is what I was going to say. Yikes. Anyways, Sam Darnold, much like him, I think Matt Stafford may be in somewhat of a pickle here. Like, some things look like it's going to be okay. Obviously, he's been absolutely tremendous. Again, MVP favorite. But can we give Seattle some damn credit defensively? You know what I'm saying? Plus, you throw in a banged-up Davante Adams. Seahawks probably going to play some man. They're at home in a big divisional game. I don't think Matt Stafford's going to be, like, too up for the challenge. He'll probably have a good game, but is good enough to beat a Seattle defense like this? I guess we'll see. But that's the passing game. The run game is also worth noting here. Kyron Williams had a decent game last time out, right? Over 90 yards on only like 12 attempts. He did have a touchdown as well. But this is a Seahawks team that ranks third best in terms of yards per game. Number 1 at home, by the way. Second best in yards per carry. Number 1 at home, by the way. And then the number 1 run-rated defense via DVOA. This LA team definitely likes to run the man scheme. We could see it here, right? Pretty much, last 6 weeks, number 1 team in terms of frequency. So how does this Seattle team stack up? Well, 19th in terms of yards per carry, 19th in EPA per attempt. They are 7th best in DVOA, so that's good. 12th best in success rate, that's all right. 21st in yards before contact, middle of the pack in yards after contact, middle of the pack in terms of explosive run rate. So I guess there is a mixed bag defensively from Seattle here, but offensively, this team has run the most man rushing scheme runs in the last 6 weeks on the Rams side of things, right? They've also done it at one of the most efficient rates as well. 4th best yards per carry, 3rd best EPA per attempt, 3rd best DVOA, 9th best yards before contact, best success rate in the entire league. I would be a little fearful of this run attack, especially in the man scheme. So where does this leave us in terms of our spread prediction, our total prediction, all of that? Well, I think the only green spot that I think is the rushing attack there on the Rams side of things. I also do think I'm taking Stafford over Darnold in this game. And I think this Rams defense is a lot closer to the skill level and dominance level as the Seahawks defense. I'm going to lean towards the Rams. It may be chalky. I get you might think that. Hell, I think that. But it is a tough spot to kind of look at this and say, hey, I think Darnold's going to go out there and do really well. And out of all weeks, this running game is going to go off this week. Like, a lot of those arguments are hard to make to myself, right? So give me the Rams in this spot. Now, I will say, I think odds makers are making it very clear that this is a legit Seahawks team, right? Like, why else would they be sitting there as favorites in this one? Now, this line's bumped around. It's essentially a pick 'em, but the proof is in the pudding there, right? Like, if this was who a lot of people consider the Rams way better than anyone else, never mind the Seahawks, but anyone else in the league, we would see the Rams still hold as a favorite here at home. We don't. I think that is very telling. So sure, you might want to buy into that. I totally get it. This is one of those games I tell you guys all the time, right? If you're at a bar having a beer, you hear someone talking about it, you like the Rams, they like the Seahawks, it ain't the time to be like, hey, dummy, that's the wrong take. You know what I mean? No. Sip your beer, enjoy yourself, because there's an argument to be made on both sides there. When it comes to a total, I think I want to back the defenses here. 43.5. We did see the game end at, 40 last time out. I don't know if we're going to get as many interceptions or turnovers, especially from the Seahawks side of things in this one. But to me, I just want to buy into these defenses. That's really like the green lights that are going off when breaking this game down to me. If we do want to trim some fat and maybe get a little bit more focused, maybe it's a Seahawks team total under. And I'm not even saying if it's Seahawks team total under, there's no way they could win the game. Like, if this is going to be a low scoring, slow game, maybe the Seahawks go out there and don't score that much, but win 17-13, something crazy like that, right? So I do like the idea of less points, but I'm still plugging around with that. We're going to look into first half under as well. Keep an eye on the final plays like I always tell you guys, right? That'll be down in the pinned comment. Take you to the Guy Boston Sports site. Absolutely free. If you want to ride with me or if you do want to fade me, absolutely free. All of our plays always are and always will be free. But maybe a Seahawks team total under 23.5 right now. You think you can get that for minus 156, so maybe under 22.5, something like that, okay? In terms of where we go player prop wise, I do think there's a couple spots that I want to look at here. Let's go ahead and dive into them. So first off, Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I like both of these guys and the chance to take their under for the longest rush. Kenneth Walker, 12.5 right now, minus 110 odds. You can see 2 straight weeks, he has not gone out there and ran the ball longer than 13 yards at a time. Charbonnet's at 10.5. He's got a little bit better of a hit rate at home this year, 3 of 6 games. When they did play the Rams last time, Kenneth Walker hit his, but Charbonnet did not. He only had a long rush of 6. This kind of goes back to the yards before contact, right? I don't know if this is a Seahawks team, especially with an injury on the line, is going to fully dominate up front. And there's a lot of really, really good run stoppers there on the Rams side of things, right? So rather than taking a peek at these guys saying, okay, well, under in rushing yards, 33.5, that's definitely doable, right? He even hit that last time out. For Kenneth Walker here, I believe it is 46.5. Yep. He did that last time as well. Rather than that, in which we may have a lot of quantity and volume from these guys because they're trying to establish run, why not just say, hey, let's just go one at a time here and let the Rams play some defense each and every time. Like, we could have Kenneth Walker 20 carries, 200 yards, but he only had a high rush of 10 yards. We still cash the under 12.5 here. You know what I'm saying? So I do like the idea of that nothing's going to be easy for them. They shouldn't have space on the line. So the two running backs there on the Seahawks side of things, they could have great games for all I care. I like their longest rush unders, and I like the odds that they're at right now. Now, Sam Darnold, I don't mind the idea of his over 19.5 completions. Check out this season. The highest game that he had. Now, he didn't have a very good game, right? The highest completion game that he had was against the Rams right here. This Rams team, middle of the pack in terms of completion percentage against, but bottom 5 in the league in terms of passing attempts against. And Sam Darnold, his completion percentage here is at 66 in terms of where underdogs putting it. So I like the idea of him being able to go out there, throw the ball, 30 times, and complete it 2/3 of those times, 20 times. You know what I'm saying? So give me him over in completions. This is much like Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I just think it fits the game script. He doesn't have to have a good game. He had 29 completions last time out, right? But how did he do from a passing yards perspective? Wasn't all that, impressive. He threw the ball for 279, but what we said? It was 4 interceptions, right? His highest in the season. Like, he could complete the ball a lot and still not exactly dominate. Now, I guess we can sit here and be like, yeah, 279 is a good number, sure. But point being is that I think there could be some dink and dunks there, especially if they need it and they say they go down and they need to throw the ball, which would also help our long rush, right? A little bit of volume ticks down there. Let's flip it over to Matthew Stafford. This may be a crazy one. I'll sound the psycho alert alarm. Obviously, the MVP taking his under never seems like it's the move, but much like Darnold, last time these two teams played, his lowest output of the season, he had 130 yards. I think he'll do better this game. Is he going to do 106 yards better than that? I'm not all that sure. In terms of his, completions, he completed the ball in that one, I believe it was, 15 for 28. That ain't all that tremendous. And this is a Seattle team that realistically isn't letting many guys hit their passing yards line. Now, Phillip Rivers, okay, look at that, 120. Kirk Cousins, 162. Max Brosner, 126. Cam Ward, 256. Matt Stafford last time, 130. Okay, these are not the creme de la creme of quarterbacks. Yes, things can change when you face a guy a second time. I get it, but overall, Matthew Stafford on the season, 265 on the air. When you flip it over to him on the road, it drops down pretty drastically, 237.2. Like, I'd be worried about Matt Stafford crushing it in this one, right? Now, of course, I say that, and Matt Stafford's going to have a career MVP for performance, but hey, that's neither here nor there. That's what we're looking at as of right now. That's going to wrap it up for today's show, guys. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. If you did, go ahead and comment 23 down below. You made it past the 23-minute mark. Again, thank you. Thank you for 150K. I'm speechless at that number. We hit 100K, and then it's like, what is the next milestone? Well, as we see 150K in the face, that's the milestone. It feels damn good to be grinding and growing with you guys. Yes, with you guys. I'll always recognize that, yes, we have the camera, the microphone, the computer, the setup, but it takes two to tango here. There's someone else on the other end of that screen that is helping us grow, that is part of this community, and I thank you guys so damn much. I'll leave you with that, all right? Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.